I'm recording this on day 8 of having the coronavirus. My symptoms have been extremely mild in that they have been flu-like, normal flu-like. If it wasn't for me feeling like I was burning up in a single moment that lasted a couple of minutes last Friday, it would not have occurred to me to get a test. I didn't have a cough. I didn't have any of the other symptoms really that they tell you to look out for, which tells me that people in my network who, like me, are relatively young, relatively fit, relatively healthy, who have a high tolerance perhaps for colds and even mild flu, who power on through regardless, don't. Because if, like me, that was a sign that you have coronavirus and you are nipping to the supermarket and passing that on to someone else who will not have as high a tolerance as you and who will not just work anyway, even if they've got a headache like you can, think of you, think of your family, think of everyone else around you. But I would urge you, if you're feeling off colour and only you know what that feels like, please get a test. Last Friday, I had this moment of burning up. It wasn't excusable, really, as a hot flush. It could have been, but there was something about the way that my head felt in that moment that made me think, that's not quite right. And I had a 0.1 degree temperature higher than normal. So not technically a high temperature, but having never had a high temperature in my life, according to me and my mother, it was enough for me to go, this is not normal for me. Since then, I have had full symptoms of flu. So achy body, extremely bad headache, which until I had 5 glasses of water this morning did not subside. I had a fluttering feeling in my stomach. For women who have had children, you would recognise it as that moment when the baby moves inside you for the first time. That's the feeling. I didn't have stomach cramps like some people report. I had that fluttery pregnancy feeling. I had a mild sore throat. I had no coughing at all, and yet I tested positive on Monday for coronavirus. Now again, imagine if I had just pushed on through. Imagine if I had not listened to my body, and imagine if I was maybe a little bit more flagrant with my respect to the rules. Anyone who knows me, anyone I've told this week that I have coronavirus is staggered. Why? Because I have been following the rules to the letter. I have not set foot inside a supermarket this year. I have been into 2 shops this year, both of which were empty, other than the people or the person working in that shop. The only place I could have got it is from packaging, from my supermarket delivery. So if you think you've been following the rules, run yourself through the filter of complacency today and ask yourself, what more could you do? When you go to the supermarket or you order supermarket shopping, order enough for 10 days, because my thinking is that if everyone did that, then everyone would technically be isolated every time they potentially had exposure to the virus. And if we all operated this way, I honestly believe that we would get back to the normal that we so desperately crave much more quickly than if we continue to just nip out here and there and think that that's enough. My feeling now is that it's not enough. And as much as we are bored and frustrated and all those other things, actually my feeling of boredom at the beginning of this year was actually my body getting run down by this virus, and I didn't realise. So if you have any questions about symptoms, please reach out. If you're worried about anything related to this, please reach out. But above all, my key advice is stay home. If you don't need to go anywhere, don't.